What people call the Epstein files is not one magic list that proves guilt or innocence. It's a massive collection of government and court material tied to investigations into Jeffrey Epstein and his network. Things like contact directories, flight and travel records, emails, scheduling notes, investigative memos, and court filings. A key point that gets lost online is simple. A name appearing in these files can mean anything from "this person exchanged emails," to "Epstein mentioned them," to "their staff arranged a meeting," to "someone made an allegation," to "investigators logged an unverified tip." It is not by itself proof of a crime. And that's exactly why the topic explodes every time new batches come out. The public wants clarity, but the raw material is messy. Some of it is evidence, some of it is hearsay, some of it is administrative paperwork, and some of it is just the address book reality of how wealthy, famous people collect contacts. Even CBS's legal analyst warned that many names in these releases can be innocent people who were employees, acquaintances, or social contacts, not abusers. Now recently, there's been another huge wave of releases, millions of pages, linked to a government push for transparency. At the same time, there's been serious criticism of how the releases were handled, including reports that victim information was inadequately redacted, forcing the government to pull materials back and fix the process. Survivors themselves have condemned what they describe as a traumatic and complete release, saying victims were exposed while accountability still feels selective. So if you're watching this and thinking, okay, but who's in the files? Here's the responsible way to frame it. These are prominent names that appear in publicly reported documents and reporting about the releases. Their appearance does not equal guilt. Some deny wrongdoing, some say they barely knew Epstein, some admit association and regret it, and a few have been directly accused in civil claims. What matters is context. What document, what date, what claim, and whether anything was ever proven in court. Let's start with the names that the public already recognizes immediately from earlier unsealed court documents and reporting. Prince Andrew is one of the most discussed because he was directly accused in civil litigation and has denied wrongdoing, and his name appears in multiple waves of reporting tied to these documents. Two former U.S. presidents, Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, have also been mentioned in reporting around unsealed records, again with the crucial reminder that mention does not equal a criminal finding. High-profile figures from entertainment also show up in older unsealed document reporting, including Michael Jackson and David Copperfield. The public reaction to names like these is exactly why responsible reporting keeps repeating the same caution. The documents can include lists of people to contact, people to depose, or people referenced in testimony. None of that is a conviction. Then there are names that appear in newer reporting about the big recent data releases. In the tech world, reporting has highlighted repeated appearances of Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and Reid Hoffman, with the explicit warning that references can be indirect, like someone talking about them rather than talking to them, or a name showing up in forwarded items or tips. The same reporting notes appearances involving Larry Page and Sergey Brin in the wider ecosystem of emails and references. The takeaway here isn't gotcha. It's that Epstein built proximity to power across industries, even after his 2008 conviction, because proximity itself was currency. Finance and elite social circles show up too. Recent reporting notes names like Leon Black appearing in FBI material described as prominent names, with reporting emphasizing that such documents can record allegations rather than verified findings, and that denials exist. Newer reporting also flags figures like Howard Lutnick and Richard Branson appearing across the broader release coverage, which again highlights the breadth of Epstein's contact universe. Entertainment and media names surface in the newer reporting as well. For example, Brett Ratner is mentioned in reporting about how wide the network of contacts and communications appears. And one of the most sensitive parts of the latest reporting involves allegations documented inside prosecution memos that reference Harvey Weinstein. Reporting on this stresses the difference between an allegation recorded in an internal memo and a proven fact in court, and it notes he was not charged for conduct related to Epstein in that context. Sports and public life names have started trending because they're unexpected to a lot of people. Reporting says the NFL is looking into communications tied to Steve Tisch after his name appeared frequently in the newly released DOJ documents, and he has issued statements expressing regret and denying certain things like visiting Epstein's island. And Russell Wilson publicly denied any association after his name appeared in a document context involving a plane inquiry. Reporting notes, he says it was a broker approach and that he never met or spoke with Epstein. Even pop culture gets pulled in because his wife, Sierra, gets mentioned in the same reporting thread. This is what happens when massive document dumps hit the internet. Attention goes everywhere, not always where the evidence is strongest. Now, the core criminal reality at the center of all this is not mysterious. Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted in 2021 for her role in trafficking and abusing minors with Epstein. The victims' voices, the court outcomes, and the proven facts matter more than internet-less culture. One of the most publicly known accusers, Virginia Giuffre, is central to why certain batches of names became public in the first place, because the unsealed names stemmed from litigation connected to her case history. So what should viewers do with all of this, without falling into propaganda or defamation? 3 things. First, demand context. If someone says this name is in the files, ask which file, what page, what year, and what does it actually say? Second, separate categories. Contact lists and scheduling are not the same as allegations. Allegations are not the same as charges. Charges are not the same as convictions. Third, keep the moral target correct. The point is accountability for exploitation and trafficking, not turning a document dump into a weapon that destroys reputations on implication alone, especially when even the government has faced criticism for exposing victims through flawed redactions. If you want the real headline here, it's not gotcha, your favorite famous person is named. The real headline is that these releases, messy as they are, show how a convicted trafficker positioned himself near the most powerful people in politics, tech, finance, entertainment, and global high society, and how society repeatedly failed to draw hard lines early enough. The world is now sorting through the receipts, and sorting through receipts is not the same thing as delivering justice. But it can be the beginning of it if the public stays rigorous, not reckless.